Hi there, this is Marisa from DigitalScrapbook.com, and today I am working on making some word art for our Designer Madness November 2023. And so I'm actually going to make this here. I have Illustrator open. That's usually where I prefer to do my word art. Most of what I'm going to do here you can probably also do in Photoshop, more or less the same. There's just a few things that are easier to do in Illustrator, and so that's why I use it. I have actually picked out here some word art that I've made for another kit coming up. This one was about cats. And so a lot of times I'll just use the same ones because I've already picked out, fonts that I like together. And so I'll just show you quickly here what I've got. So I've got this font here, and you can see that the name is over here. So this one's called Beautiful Wildflower. So this is a sans serif. So usually when you're combining fonts, you want to pick like something with a serif, which means it's got these little lines here on the end, and then a sans serif, which is this, which is a simpler and more straight font. And you can see also that like this, for this one, I've chosen to make it a heavier, more bold font. And you can see this one's called Retrograde, and this one is much thinner, so that makes it combine better. And this here we have a sans serif font. This is a fun one I like, called Blackout Midnight. I like that one a lot. And I think this is also Blackout Midnight, only I have in Illustrator, it's pretty easy to create the outline rather than using, just having it bold. So that's just up here. You can see that this here is the fill. This is under the swatches panel. And you can see that the fill here is set to nothing, and then the outline here is set to black. And then down here under stroke is where you can, you can make this 12. Now it's too fat. And now this is at 2. And then here, this is where this will make it more square. I usually like round, just because when you apply an effect to it or whatever, the round feels nicer. And then here you can kind of put it in, put it out. I'm just going to leave it in the middle. And then I also have this font here, which is just kind of a little more cutesy. And this one is called Draft Side. And then I have some hearts here that I used. I think I'm going to go ahead and maybe make a circle, like something in a circle, because that's kind of a complicated thing and something that is definitely, I feel like, easier to do in Illustrator. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a circle, and then I'm going to come up here. And I'm going to put an outline on it, and I'm going to take that off, and I think I'm going to put this outline up to 2. Okay, so now I have one circle, and then I'm just on my keyboard, I'm going to do Control-C and then paste it. So now I have another one, and I'm going to shrink it, and I'm going to hold Shift while I do that to maintain the shape. And so then maybe you want like a little, so I'm holding Shift and dragging this out. And then you can select both of them, and then over here I have my align panel, and I'm going to go like that. Okay, so but now we need another circle, so I'm just going to paste that in again, and we'll do some text here. So I am going to shrink this down, and then I'm going to come over here to the type tool, and if I hold it down I can get type on a path, and I'm just going to start typing something. So this was a great day. Okay. So this is not one of the fonts that I like, that I've picked out here. That just came in as something. So what should we use? Maybe we'll use this fat one. What's it called? Retrograde? Okay. So let's get this in the right font. Retrograde. Okay. And then that's a little small. So that feels good. I'm going to do it 18, and then I'm going to go, is this shrinking the size? Okay, that is shrinking the size. I want it to be a little bit smaller here, but I'm going to put this back here at 18. Okay, so now if we want to move this around the circle, we want to get this other arrow here. And then we can come in here, and there's these little things. You can see this arrow. So now I can drag this one this way. And then this is the other one. I'm going to drag that over here. And then I can go ahead, and here under paragraph, I'm going to center it. So now it's centered there. And so then you just have to decide, I could repeat this all around. And if I do that, I want a bullet. And so to get a bullet, I'm going to go here to copy paste character, because this is the only way I know how to get a bullet. And I'm going to copy that. copy, and then I can come in here and paste it. Cool, make a space. Okay, now I'm just going to copy the whole thing and paste it around. Okay, so now we have a problem because this is only going halfway around the circle, which sometimes you want, but now I've changed my mind and I want to go all the way. So I'm going to drag this thing with the white arrow. I'm going to drag it. Oh, wow. And look, that actually like lined up. Usually it doesn't line up like that so nicely. And so usually what you do is you select this and then you can just change the spacing between the letters, and so you can make it bigger or smaller to kind of fit. But amazingly, that just worked out pretty nicely for me. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead with my circle here. I want to put another one. I copy paste and hold shift and shrink this down, because then maybe we'll have to decide that's still too big, shrink it down a little bit. All right, so this is looking good. I'm going to select all of these and align them so they're looking good. So then we have to decide what to put in the middle. So we could put a shape in the middle. We could put like a big heart. We could put some more words. Let's see here. What should we do? I guess while we're thinking about it, we could make a heart. Okay, so I'm kind of like a hack at Illustrator. I know how to do some things, but not other things. And one of the things I'm not really sure how to do is make a heart. So I've come over here to Photoshop, and I'm going to get my hearts here, and I'm just going to make a heart, and then I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to paste it in. And then we're just going to trace this. So we have image trace, and we're just going to say trace, and then we have to expand it. Image trace, expand. And I'm going to ungroup it, and then we've got all these white pieces we have to remove. And now look at that. Now we've got a heart. All right, I can shrink this down, put it in the middle. Let's make it bigger again. Okay, and I'm going to, I think, put this with an outline. Okay, so later on, I think right now for these first prompts, we're just supposed to make the word art like this pretty simply. I don't know if later on, should we go ahead? I guess it does say to make some like tags and labels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all this. I'm going to copy it. And I'm just going to use this thing here. Okay, so now we've pasted it in. So now what we want to do is we want to make this colors. So first of all, got to get my color set up here. What is this? November Madness. Okay, and I'm going to use my eyedropper tool and just, oh, we don't want these sticking in the middle of here. Okay, so we want these. So now I've got that green, that green. I'm not like 100% sure I'm doing these colors, but it's easy enough to change my mind in the future. Okay, get all these guys settled here so that we can use them. All right, we don't need that now. Okay, so now I'm going to make a circle here with my shape tool. And let's do this peachy color. That's a little too big. I'm going to shrink that. Okay, so you can kind of see our label is starting to work. Now, of course, I probably want to add some other colors here. So using my wand, you see I have this layer selected. I'm going to select this and this. I would do these on 2 layers, and I'm just going to expand this just one and make a new layer, and I'm going to make this white. Okay, so this didn't quite get everything, so now we're going to use a brush just to fill these in, but not some weird brush. Just this little brush here. Let's make it smaller. Color this in. Okay, and now, so we have that. So now I'm going to get these other ones just so they're not touching. I'm going to expand this just a little bit. We'll make that one green. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So now if I wanted to come back though and say I want to put some yellow in, I'm going to get my paint bucket And I'm going to make sure contiguous is on because I only want to paint the heart. And now we've got that. So this is looking pretty good. I can go ahead and save this. Labels, where are we going to save this? Here. Let's make a new elements folder here. And we'll just save that there. And now let's see, maybe we want to make, let's make one more shape here for funsies. I'm going to take my rectangle tool. I'm going to make a rectangle. I want this to be black. And I'm going to use, this is A. I wish I knew what this guy is called, direct selection. Okay, it's A on your keyboard. I'm going to take this corner here, double click on it, and I can drag it up. I'm going to hold Shift so I can kind of drag this around. And then I need to get this guy back, and I'm going to copy and paste that in. Right click. I'm going to reflect it vertically. So now you can see now I've got two. I'm going to bring these together and put them together. And now here we have the Pathfinder panel. I'm going to put that together. And then if you don't like hard corners, you can get this white guy here and get these little circles, and we can round this off. So that looks great. And then we can, like, I never actually adjusted these. Let's see if we can do this on the fly. This was fun. I don't know if those will go together so great. Those might be too small. This was fun. And then let's change the, let's see here. These ones, let's make them green just so we can see them. Oops. Bring this down to the bottom. This was fun. You know what? Let's just leave that here. I think I'm just going to type this. Was. Okay. So I'm going to select these three word layers. I'm going to align them by the center. And then I'm also going to click this one, which is going to hopefully space them out. But the was, it doesn't have any tall letters in it. So instead, I'm just going to come back and I'm just going to eyeball it. So now I'm just using the arrow key on my keyboard to move it up a little bit. And okay, so I'm going to group that. And I'm going to select all of these. Just align them to the center. And then move this one down a little bit. Now you can keep these separate if you want, but I'll show you a quick trick here. Get this guy out of the way. Let's bring this down. Okay, I think first we have to come up here to type, create outlines. Okay, so now we don't have font. It's not a font anymore. We can't edit it. I'm going to select these, and I'm going to select the minus here. And now I just have this one layer that this has been removed from. So this is nice if people are like using a cutting machine or something, because this will just like, it will cut out, you know, the words in the middle because it's just one layer. And of course we can go ahead and copy this and bring it in here into our, I could color these in Illustrator. I don't know. This is how I like to do it. I like to do it in here. So, and we can make this peach. Oops. Get that guy too. And then because this is a hole, I'm just going to make a layer behind it. Get my rectangle back over here. Put that back there. And now I have two labels. All right, so we've got labels. We've got our word art. I'll probably finish up a few more things. I hope that was interesting and not too quick for you. But this is just kind of my own process for how I go about making word art. And good luck to you in your own designing. Have a great day.